We begin with this developing story tonight where a pair of local DAs lashing out at a group of state lawmakers who are proposing a new law that could free some death row inmates. Our Esteban Reynoso joining us in studio. And Esteban, today this bill did make it out of a Senate committee hearing today.
It did, Alex, and advocates for the bill want this passed to give those prisoners' cases a second review. They would be seen by a current judge and bring that 33-year or older case and review it under the laws that we have today. However, some local district attorneys want the wording in the bill to be read carefully.
Senate Bill 94, introduced by Democratic Senator Dave Cortez of Santa Clara County, would allow the possibility for death row inmates and life without parole inmates to have their cases reviewed and possibly resentenced.
People who devote themselves to rehabilitation will one day be able to prove that after decades of incarceration, they can be reunited with their families in some way.
Daniel Trowfield is the project director for the nonprofit Felony Murder Elimination Project, which pushes to get rid of the death penalty and life sentences in the state. His organization helped co-author this bill.
Some cases, that might not meet our standard for justice as it stands today.
Trowfield points to the bill's text where it says judges should have the opportunity to take a second look at the consideration of childhood trauma, mental illness, and other factors. These were previously not taken into consideration.
For those women who were sentenced in the 1980s, no one in the courtroom was ever allowed to hear that a woman had been, an abuse survivor.
We already have a lot of laws in place that allow people to have their sentences revisited and reviewed.
Madera County District Attorney Sally Moreno feels the bill's language is not specific enough and worries about those who would be affected most by the prisoner's release.
How about the next of kin? Is it fair to them? They sat through these trials, or they sat with that prosecutor and talked about this resolution.
Moreno wants to have a discussion about the terms in this bill, but most importantly wants to be allowed to bring down as harsh of a sentence as the law allows to those who commit these crimes.
This life without the possibility of parole, reserved for the worst of our first-degree murderers, is the last honest sentence. It's not surprising at all that they're coming for that.
The bill did pass the Senate Public Safety Committee in a 4-1 vote, but they referred it to the Senate Appropriations Committee, which will look at it for its financial impact. If it's approved there, then it can make its way to the Senate floor. Live in studio, Esteban Reynoso, KC24 Local News and Matters.